and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
We are live. Viper.
Awesome. Hey, Guderian. Welcome, everyone, to week 4 of the HPL.
That's right.
Joined, obviously, by the wonderful Guderian, who is the broadcaster professional who we all know and love.
Too kind.
Yeah, try to be nice, right? But I, really wanted to, just obviously come in this week. I took a 2-week vacation, Guderian.
How dare you? How dare you?
I know. It was
the
terrible.
HPL is too important. How dare your sister get married? That's terrible.
I know. It's terrible. Well, luckily, it was the week 1 was so engaging and so hard. I just had to come back for
Absolutely.
take 2 weeks off. So, okay. So enough BSing, Guderian. Let's get right into
it.
To
business.
Let's get to business. So it's Corps versus 38 Infantry Division. Corps on the Allies, 38th on the Axis. This is on Purple Heart Lane. So, Wayne, what do you think about this map? We talked a little bit about it in, when we were setting things up. I mean, obviously, It's got some open parts, got some, nice cover you can use. But, generally, what do you think about this map as a whole?
It's definitely going to come down to the teams that utilize their artillery and tanks better, and obviously in combination with the infantry. But this map is a flat map. The terrain is flat. Also, there's a few choke points. Not a few. There's quite a few choke points that if you can control those areas of approach, there's only very few places to traverse those rivers. We all know if one team controls those key areas, they're going to control the sector. So the start, I think, is extremely pivotal. Whoever gets the better start, gets in better positions, is going to have a huge advantage, at least at the start.
No, I totally agree with that. I mean, we're going to see, we don't know which strong point is which now. But, once the match starts, we'll be able to see which one is, going to be chosen as the mid-cap point. But as a whole, yeah, I totally agree with that. It's going to be down to those choke points. I mean, there's great cover and concealment you guys can use. I mean, anyone can use. There's nice hedgerows, obviously some nice buildings you can control. But we're going to see how each team effectively uses all this together and whips up some nice, some nice dinner for everyone, whether it's you have the salt, which is the armor, you got the pepper, which is, artillery. And then you got, obviously
mix it up.
Mix it up, all that stuff. But yeah, it's going to be a great match. I think Corps, not sure, who you pick in this match. I mean, I think Corps is going to be definitely the favorite against 38th. So we're going to see how
they've earned it.
Responds to it.
They've earned that reputation, Viper. They're extremely well organized, skilled players. They definitely come prepared. 38th came off a nice win last week, so they're riding a high. Probably had a great week of preparation leading up to Corps. They knew it would be a very difficult challenge. These guys are from Corps, no joke. But in terms of what I'd like to see, and the game, I guess, within the game is always how well squads work together, and in particular squad leaders with their support and their engineers. If an engineer does their job extremely well, if they can barb wire and barrier key areas, then that's going to be a huge advantage for whatever side can get that done. So I'm interested in seeing how they do that. That transition is just so much going on, and can you do your job in defense while half of the team is pushing the other group out of the sector? That's the opening is always my favorite.
Exactly. You see some crazy plays in the opening. I'm personally a big fan of the you just get the craziest driver you can find and just rush it with a truck and just drop a whole squad on point. Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be interesting to see what they do in Purple Heart Lane, where, like you said, there's those flooded fields, hedgerows. So It's gonna be interesting to see how they move up quickly.
So as we flip the map, Viper, I am seeing that we have the Carentan Causeway. So what I'm going to do for you, I am going to go live, switch it. And there we are. We're looking at the Carentan Causeway.
Great. That's a fun point to fight over. Quick thoughts on that. Obviously, there's a house right in the central area. That's pretty important to control. So it's going to be interesting to see how how teams react to that and how teams are going to be able to take that. So, those are my thoughts on it. And obviously the flooded fields as well. And also, just using the roads effectively. And, obviously too, I mean, there's going to be those open points. There's going to be those, tough points where you have to just push through, use cover, use concealment, do what you can. So it's going to be interesting to see how each team responds to this central point. I mean, it's the center of the map. It's this is what you say mid cap. It's the center of the map.
Center of the map, yes, sir.
All right, so let's hop in. It's
just so you know, we were talking about this off camera. Whenever the map flips, whatever you've got set up, you have to reset everything. This is just wonderful.
Hey,
all the stuff you prep for, it doesn't much matter.
You can only prepare so much, Gadarian. You can only prepare so much.
Yeah,
just like college, you can study as much as you want to. By the end of the day, sometimes you got to take a test, and some questions you just don't know.
Exactly. You cheat or you.
Oh, you cheat. Yeah, that's good. That's
Whatever,
good for our younger
by
viewers,
all means,
Gadarian.
By all means necessary.
do you tell your kids that, Gadarian? I hope so.
Hey, sometimes. Well,
All right, so quickly looking at this point right here, great camera work by Guderian. We're seeing the makeup so far. So this is actually, I remember I had a great match on this point where this was a fun one to fight over. There's some great areas, trench areas you can fight over, some great cover you can take with these hedgerows and stone walls. But like you always say, Guderian, these buildings in these points are so central. Even though this one's blown out, still delivers a decent amount of cover for you.
This building right here, I believe, is going to be essential. You can literally, if you could stand up from this area here, you can ping anything and everything coming from from the north. Yeah.
So if you're the commander, Guderian, on either side, I mean, what's your play for this point? I mean, going through the motions, what do you think is going to be valuable and helping you take this point?
We've seen it with the red line. Set up your artillery, protect those guys who are going to be basically raining hell down all afternoon, or in Europe all evening long. Make sure they have those barriers set up, protect that artillery. Again, artillery is going to be a huge factor. If they're out of the game for any significant period of time, the other team, can gain an advantage over that.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, I don't see them currently coming up to the middle point now, but I imagine they're going to get going soon.
Yes, they are. You hear the artillery rounds firing as we speak. They have pre-sighted everything, and here they come. We're starting to see some transport trucks coming up.
Oh yeah, there we go. We got some fire coming in. Oh yeah, there we go. There are those crazy drivers, Guderian, driving straight across. Trucks aren't meant to do that.
Get in the water. Get in the water.
Oh,
yeah, man. Look, they ran
one truck completely stuck.
They knew it. They tried. They practiced that. Get over, avoid that bridge, that choke point. They were expecting it to be artilleried. Great job. Now let's just get an idea of who are we actually looking at. The Germans are right there, Sergeant Waffles, 38th, and they just restarted.
Looks like we're getting they're reflipping the map. They're reflipping the map. They got some disconnects, unfortunately. So it was a great opening, though. But you wonder, Guderian, now
does it change everything? Flak position now.
Each team also showed their strategy for the point. So yeah, now it's going to change the mid cap point.
That might have been helpful, I would say, Viper, if the same strong points came up.
Right.
Now it's a flip of the, and now they've got flak position. And you know what? Now that we got a little time for this flak position, we're going to run a little bit on what flak position is. Maybe we could talk about it in the meantime while we wait for those guys to kind of load up again. So here's just an aerial view of flak position.
Beautiful view.
You see the trenches, the network of trenches. You've got the areas of defilade. You've got the river. You've got a lot of areas where you can kind of hide in.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a lot of like move, fire, move, essentially. Here at flak position, it's a lot more open too. I mean, the Carrington Causeway had a lot more choke points, like we were talking about, but here it's going to be just an open fight. So I think this is where armor is going to come and play a big part, like you said. Artillery is going to play a huge part in this, in capping this point.
Yeah, all the way on the eastern side of the map. lot of open space. Tankers now are rethinking, okay, the opening on Carentan Causeway is a lot different than flak position. So now they're literally readjusting their own strategies. And you know what? The crazy thing is you know what, Viper?
Yeah.
It flipped again. We're going to have to switch this back. You know what? These guys have something rigged. It's going right back to... We're going to switch up.
They had to flip it.
They had to flip it. Actually,
yeah, it's Carentan. Carentan again.
Yeah, it's Carentan close. Actually, you know what? I told them, I said, listen, guys, I spent a lot of time on this production. Please, can we just flip this about 4 more times? Because if you could get Geralt, I'll be even happier because I put a lot of time into this. So let's get all 3
great.
In there.
looks great. Let's get them all 3. You know, maybe we can do the other one too. But it's Carentan again, so it does go back to hey, you showed your first strategy, right? So
yeah, you saw how Core got across that river. They avoided the bridge. They know exactly where to run their transport trucks to get into the strong point. Other than the first guy who kind of hit it and got stuck, but he was able to get out of the ditch. Core was in the strong point reasonably quick, and they were already starting to get cap progress. And not just a little bit. They were probably close to about 20-25% cap on the midpoint Carentan Causeway.
And watching other matches too, I mean, this is why I love the HPL. It's just you can see how these teams employ these strategies. Core has always been good at just getting that mid cap just so fast. I think that's something they practice specifically. Obviously, I mean, every team probably does it, but
yeah, and
specifically Core is just incredible at it. So it's gonna be great. So to see, so
they practice that. They know it's a huge advantage. Any team that can be in the area, the key areas at the start, has to walk into their kill zones.
Yep. Exactly.
Speed is everything. They say in sports, speed kills. It does in every damn thing we do. Speed kills. That's the one advantage. That's why Manny Pacquiao retired. He found out
there you go. He became. He tried to become president, didn't he? Right? He tried to do that. Or
he'll go win at something else.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see too. I mean, how because there were a couple 38 players at the beginning who managed to get to the point, so they must have seen how those trucks were going over that berm. So maybe the artillery changes their where the area they're firing in now. Like, does the artillery cover that flooded area instead of the bridge? I mean, you wonder that too. So we're going to see how it all is going to shake out here at the beginning.
Depending on how many people you have on your artillery guns. I mean, if you got all 3 rocking at the same time, I'm sure they all have their specific area. One might be focused on the center of the causeway. The other 2 might be focused on other areas where they can traverse. So how quickly can you get into your guns and get them set up? Here we go. We're about to go live. It's live now. Round 2.
Round 2. Well, technically it's round 3. Technically it's round 3, Guderian. Let's not kid ourselves.
You're right.
Great to see Carentan Causeway again, though. I think of all the points to fight over, this one's probably my favorite to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's so like you see, so right in your view right now, the flood field to the left side of Carentan Causeway. I love seeing pushes from that direction as well, because there's a nice little flooded area you can sort of smoke out and push over. So it's going to be interesting to see how each team pushes in after the original team manages to cap the point. So my money's on Core, seeing how fast they came in to cap the midpoint.
I must say. So we're looking at the southern half. This is the 38th. They have the transport truck riding straight up the main MSR. They're actually in the point first. They are making cap progress right now. Surprising.
There you go. I saw maybe Core was tugging at
a little bit. And here comes Core. They just neutralized that gain.
So there they go.
Here they come.
Both trucks successfully got over the river too. That is a huge benefit they were able to use.
What do we have?
Hey, you guys only got one try.
Squad leaders popped out. They're in the trenches.
Got artillery coming in.
Yeah, the artillery.
Look at that deployment. Great. Incredible.
Wow. Here's the fight. They're in those buildings.
Oh, look at that. Great artillery blast from Core, knocking out a bunch of 38th players who were stuck out in the open. Core needs to stop their artillery fire, though, or else they're going to risk hitting their own guys. But Core just stormed in.
Timed up beautifully. They took the trenches and the area just to the east, and they are now just swarming the strong point. I wonder if they're content though with just sitting on the strong point, or are they going to say, all right, we got our key buildings, let's push them out of the sector.
I think they're going to push. I mean, that Panther
Get them out.
Was convinced they were going to cap that point, or at least have
Yeah.
some sort of chance of holding it. But
and he recognized that, and he's backing up. He's like,
Yeah.
there's just no way I'm going in there.
Dude, that's just when you try. That's when you're like you're at bar at 2 a.m. and you're like, it's time to get out.
Yeah,
of here. Like,
closing
we just gotta leave. It's closing time.
About 60% cap now for core. It's looking tough. I don't really see much in the way of blue. Yeah, blue is.
You wonder where their team is. I mean, where they are exactly. Where the push was.
Yeah, so score.
Maybe the. I always kind of think this too for teams that are good. I mean, what's your strategy against them? Do you do the run-of-the-mill meta, or are you going to say to yourself, hey, maybe we put up a fight. Maybe we put up a fight for a while, because these are long matches, Darren. I mean, better than I do.
Yeah.
Do you hold out and keep the pressure on, keep them on the defensive, and then you make a push, maybe with half an hour left, and you try and take the point and hold it?
If 38th knew that they were going to lose the mid, there had to be the backup, and like, okay, if we lose the mid, all right, this is what we're going to do. This is our fallback plan. So
exactly,
we're going to see that happen now. And now that core has mid, are they going to get conservative, just sit in the strong point? Because artillery should just be going ham right now on the strong point, which is Carentan Causeway. Just rain hell on that building. And while that's happening, maybe alternate your smoke barrages so you can give your infantry and tanks a chance to move up.
I just see Guderian. I mean, you called it right away when we started talking about this. Just artillery trading shots at each other. You have core landing great shots on 38. You have 38 too landing some great shots on core, who are currently in the building and holding the Carentan Causeway. So it's right now it's just who can hide the best in the open, essentially.
That's right. That's right.
Right now, I see some nice push up here from 38th, trying to get a flank on these core players who are pushing around on the eastern side of this nice little causeway. 38th coming with a nice little flank. Not sure if they're going to be able to do anything with this though. They might get stopped out. So there's only about 2 of them, unfortunately. It looks like there's only it's 1v7 now. So
So let's pull out to the big screen. What do we see? We see not much in the way of sector weight for the 38th. We see 1 garrison right down here in the F7 keypad 1 area, but they do have a shit ton, and that's beautiful, of garrisons. They're going to need them because Madeline Bridge has just started to go. And
Core is already there, huh?
Core is going to be gangster today. They're not going to play nice. I mean, they're just like, get them out of here. Oh my goodness, man. Guys, you better not make this a short one. I'm going to be very annoyed. I spent too much time working.
We were able to use at least 3 of your graphics, so
yeah, I gotta get my money's worth. Otherwise, I want a refund.
So tell you what.
I'm just trying to wonder whose point this is right now. Is this Core's point? Because it looks like 38th has got nobody's home.
To me, it looks like 38th tried to come up with a flank on Carentan Causeway after they lost it, and they just didn't leave any real. I mean, the defense was cleared out. Look at that great shot by Thompson.
Hey, Crusader. Cape Crusader, I see you out there, baby.
I see you out there with the Thompson.
Yeah, look at you, just being nasty with it. God, I gotta change it.
Is he teabbagging him? I thought I saw some.
That's against the rules. That's against the rules. You can get banned for that.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Great rear shot. Great rear shot on the Tiger. Tank crew's hopping out. I don't know what the strategy was.
I'm in the weeds.
I don't know what was up with that with the Tiger. He just kind of drove through without any infantry support. That you wonder the logic behind that.
I'm not moving up. I'm not moving up into a contested area. Look, supplies are already coming in. Man, these guys are unbelievable with their timing. Tank goes down. They're in the buildings that matter. I mean, let's pull it up. They did defend though. They are defending.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Looks like 38 slowly capping it back, which is great. They finally responded. I think.
Let's go 3-8. Let's go 3-8.
I know. I think they're ready. Their strategy, I think, after they lost Carentan was to flank on both sides at the same time. So I saw them setting up with 2 different squads, but I think now it's hey, let's push in and let's take these guys out and take back.
The good thing is, look, they've got tons of garrisons to fall back on. Madeline Bridge within, close proximity of the sector. And obviously you're not going to be putting garrisons up in the strong point because artillery is just going to have a field day on that. So they're in the game. They're not going to get ran off real quick. And let's settle in, because I think the game is about to begin now that all the first opening moves have been kind of settled.
A great OP spawn too. They noticed OP right there. Looks like 38th wasn't able to snuff it out or sense that it was there in time. Crusader, the Caped Crusader, in fact, running through the Thompson, knocking down Germans in true American fashion.
Yeah.
But 38th's coming into numbers now, so we're going to see if Crusader and his squad can hold out.
Yep. He's got some big cojones. Look at that. He just ran right in front of that tank, said, yeah, I don't give a shit about your tank, dude. I need this building now.
Great. That was great.
And I will have to bother you once again. I got to get these targets off. I am so sorry. And it's off, and now we're good.
Look at that great rear shot on that tank. It's about one shot away from getting knocked out. Oh, and look at that.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Boom, boom.
That's it.
That's it. We got 4 on 2 right now on the point.
They are
5 on 2 now.
Corey, you better stop playing. Come on. Goodness.
These guys, this is just one squad on offense too. You wonder.
The squad leader in here, Crusader. I guess he talked to his boys in the match before match and said, "Look, this is our building right here on Madeline. This is our building right over here. We own that. We're gonna stamp that shit. That's us."
Who was the hockey coach in Miracle? It was like Herb Brooks, right? I mean, he probably gave him a Herb Brooks speech. Jokes on them though, because core is the essentially the Russian team favorite, but
don't
big bombing run.
Allied. Excuse me, that is Axis bombing run of the main MSR. You know what?
I don't think it got anyone.
No, you know what? If you would have ran it to the east, if you would have ran it on the right side of the Madeleine Bridge, you would have called both of these squad leaders. You would have called Fabster and Haviled.
Now they're gonna get some momentum too, with 2 squad leads coming in, and they're gonna put OPs down, smoking out the area as well.
Yep. It's all about that house. You see, the party's in the house. The house party.
I know. It's hopefully we're about snacks for everyone.
That's it. BYOG. Bring your own gun. Let's go.
Oh man, it's gonna be a fight for this house for sure. We have about 7, 8 38 guys coming in, trying to have some sort of semblance of defense in this point. Core is just still rushing in. They got, I think it's 2 squad leads still.
Yeah.
3 squad leads. Holding, like you said, the strong point. And you wonder too, I mean, tactically, Guderian, I mean, can you kind of walk me through, I mean, what are the best tactics for clearing a house? Obviously you want to use cover when advancing on the house, but I mean,
stack the door,
rush it.
Stack the door, wait for your guys to get in there. Don't go onesie twosies. Stack the door, get 3 guys in there. First guy goes left, next guy goes right, the guys go right down the middle, and they always say the first guy in gets hit like 85-90% of the time, so be prepared to get it handed to you, but that's how you gotta do it.
Looks like job. That one guy went in there, managed to clear out a couple of them, but there's still 2 core players in there who managed to hold the line. They snuffed out that 38th assault, so still holding the house, capping again.
The building is everything.
Seem to finish this out. The court just can't seem to finish it out, though. So you wonder, if this is going to be.
Hey, look, man. The judge has spoken. The judge says, "You come here. I own this place. Got artillery coming down. We're in the house, and we're gonna blast everybody that's trying to peek. You got no chance, because they knew it. They said, look, drop the artillery right on Madeleine Bridge. As long as we're in covered positions, let that rain fall." And kill everything coming even anywhere close to our entrance. Nice shot there on Ramsey.
That was great, taking him down. They're really trying to. I will say though, the core, and something I think they're going to run into if 38th is able to manage to get some cap back here is this corner right here. They don't seem to be able to lock it down, which is it's a nice avenue of approach for 38th. So. But it looks like now the cap is
we have a race.
Like
There's a back and forth.
Yeah,
the mid is going for 38th, but they better realize, look, guys, we're losing the cap race. They're 60% to our roughly maybe 30%,
maybe. Not even.
Give or take. You got it. Now this is where Commander says, I need squads A and B. redeploy, and we need to contest Madeline Bridge. Otherwise, it won't matter what's going on at Causeway. Because I think right now, Core's fully committed.
Yeah,
They're
Core's
smoking.
committed.
They're smoking. I don't know whose smoke that is, honestly. I don't know who that would help.
I assume it's 38th, but I mean, I don't know why you would smoke it out if there's a tank coming in. You want good shots on them.
All right,
so.
well, here we go. We got the Panther. If he can get, oh Jesus, good Lord, what was
Tiger
that?
taking some rear shots by an AT.
Looks
like
getting done. Who is doing him dirty back there?
Someone.
Oh my goodness!
It's from downtown. They're already in the other cap point almost, probably.
What the hell? I didn't even see it. That's how good Core is. I couldn't even find it in admin cam. He just destroyed that.
All right, looks like they took Le Madeline, and now
that's it. Look at this.
Here we go. It's the final cap.
The Core. Stop being so filthy all the time. Let us have a little fun, Core. There's our Joker, our Commander Joker, doing a great job. He fights on the front line. He's got big cojones. He hangs him out.
I think all of Core has some big cojones. You know, you gotta have some spunk if you wanna make it a big match. You know.
Yeah.
Quick.
To be honest, I definitely wouldn't want to face Core. These guys are just dirty as hell. Unbelievable, man. I'll be scared.
Dirty in a good way. Dirty in a good way, obviously.
Filthy dirty, you know. Filthy, just, oh my goodness. Come on, Vortex, get over that damn wire already. Come on. Holding up production. Let's go. All right, what's
now to hour 13 left. Core has 4 points.
Yeah.
38 has 1.
Gonna have to update that score. These guys keep changing things so quickly.
They're too fast. They're too fast, Guderian. Too fast, man.
It's really unfair for me too. Jeez.
So this last cap point, I obviously a lot more covered than we saw in the first two. A lot more trees, a lot more buildings. So here it's going to be, I think, really up to the infantry fights, and you get some lucky artillery shots as well. But with all this cover, I think this is going to be just grinding it out with infantry to see who can come out on top.
It's going to be a grind.
Core really wants those. They want those full 3 points as well. They want the full 3 points. That's something I feel
like telling them, hey, you don't get any points for beating them quick, man. Jesus. Downward case. Jesus, you guys going for the bonus.
Have to make it a good match for us, you know. Have to make it a good match, which this is. Honestly, seeing their level of play, it's pretty incredible. So,
you know what's going to do? It's going to make everybody else step their game up. I think it's just good overall. I mean, there's nothing better than getting your head kicked in and going, hey, we're either going to get better or we're going to get worse, right, Simp? Right, Simp?
That's right. And I mean, you know, not to toot our own horn for HPL, but I mean that's why the league is so. Valuable at the end of the day is because, you could really, kick everyone's teeth in the first, 8 games, but on the backstretch, it's, they might readjust your strategy. They might figure out what you guys are going to do. Because, I mean, this isn't the only time we're going to play Purple Hard Lane. So, or any of the weak maps that we played before. So, it's going to be interesting to see how teams respond. Because I don't think so far we've had a team play again with each other. I think that's going to be really
we have not had teams face each other for a second time. But this is the great thing. You learn from Core. Core's going to teach you, what you did well and what you didn't do well. And every time you lose, you're going to learn from all your mistakes. You have to.
100%.
You have to.
100%.
Repeat them.
In life and in Hell Let Loose as well.
That's big facts right
there. That's a good life lesson. That's a good life lesson.
For all you listeners out there, we teach you about the game, but we're teaching you about life learned lessons here. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah. This is Viper and Guderian's. It's hard knocks school. See Core pushing up as well. I don't think I see a squad lead near him. Correct me if I'm wrong, Guderian.
Yeah, I'm really looking. We have the garrison in C9 on Crossroads. There's another garrison in C10. Pretty good. Let's get something. I mean, he's taking a shot. He's trying to. Let me get that supply drop. There was a supply drop somewhere. Did it disappear? Oh, yeah, it just dropped over here. That's 50. I'm sorry. I'm hoping that there's some sort of garrison set up in E9, somewhere near the main MSR, so they can put a little pressure on the bridge. Because right now they're a little bit too defensive. And if you're going to just sit back, Core is going to take advantage of every single inch you give them.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, with Core, you just can't play defensive. You have to be.
You got to fight fire with fire. That's they say. And then And come on, man. Can you got no business being out there, to be honest. And I just proved that.
Wow.
You got no
What a
business
call.
being out there by
What
yourself.
a call, Guderian.
I mean, I'm waiting for my infantry, brother. I'm gonna sit back in the cut over here and just lay low in like C9 and just let you infantry push out. Help me, help you.
I definitely see a weakness on 38th. I think it's definitely the tank play. I have not been super impressed. Not been super impressed by it. And that's obviously no offense to them. They could be great tankers. But you know, just right now, tanks are pushing up with infantry.
Yeah.
They're not using their. Yeah.
Having a rough day right now. But I think.
And also too, they are also too. Core had some great AT play, to be fair, but still, it's been a rough day for tanks.
You know what?
Sure.
It really goes hand in hand. The infantry must support the tanks. Now the tanks aren't helping themselves if they go out and rush the front line with no support from the infantry. So again, that's that communication. Stay together, guys. Lock in. Figure out where we want to control. Like if there's a sector, if the commander says, look, we're looking pretty strong on the west side of Crossroads. Let's get more control of the E9. Let's get a garrison up there. Let's put a tank. Let's get some infantry. Let's get a presence before we can even reassault bridge. We got nothing going on. We got nothing going on but the rent right here. Nothing's going on.
And you see a lot of infantry marks by 38th on the eastern side of that point, so I assume that's where the big push is going to come from as well. Oh yeah, it looks like they're coming from the northeast as well. So there's some movement here. There's some movement and core. It's going to be interesting to see how they maneuver across this river.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the 38th infantry in terms of engineers, what are they doing right now? Have they locked down the bridges? Have they made it difficult for the allies to get across? But as we say that, here they go. Capping the final point. Capping the final point as we speak.
Getting some men in there. Totally.
And follow that up with a nice filthy bombing run.
On the backside.
yeah, this is enemy bombing run as we speak. Although didn't get anybody. Wasted opportunity.
I'm sure they're just trying to get some. They probably thought they were over there, but
run your recon, commander. You got plenty of resources. Make sure you don't waste it, because now you don't have it for another 10 minutes.
Gearing up for a big fight. Nice shot with artillery. Killed 138th. Got about 5 core over there. I don't think the 38th know they're pushing up that way. They might. And here's setting up.
And here's my one criticism of core. Finally, I got something that they could work on. That right there was an opportunity where if you ran the recon bombing run, these guys in the infantry were ready to pounce on the final point.
Yep. And that would have been game over.
That would have been game over. So if there's one little takeaway for the Corps Commander Joker, who's absolutely doing a masterful job, that's one thing he'll say, you know what? I probably needed to run that recon. And we could be, well, they're already 40% cap. They might not even need that bombing run. Jesus, these
looks like 38's taking it back. They managed to stunt that advance just a little bit, but Core is just gonna keep flooding it, I think.
Yeah.
And
speaking of getting around the corner, Mr. Vortex right there is just gonna him in DL are trying to flank. Good luck.
Looks like it's near the OP too. Looks like they're gonna get near it, possibly take it down. Yep.
Squad leader.
Player down.
Squad leader knocks. If he finds he sees it.
Yep. Right there. Oh, look at that spawn. That spawn time.
Vortex. Ring the bell,
Poor
baby.
Guy.
Ding, ding.
Poor guy.
Now here, look at him flanking around. Vortex getting underneath. Now I bet you he wants to get in that building.
Oh, look at that. 2 shots from 38th. Knocked down both of them at the same time.
Dexter and good luck with that name. Was it Rising? Rising?
Hey man, you're the one that can read that.
If you're relying on me, Viper, we're in trouble.
Look at that, nice clear out. Nice clear out for sure by Dexter.
38th showing some grit. I like it. You're not giving up.
Not giving up.
4-1.
I mean, they could easily.
A sneaky little garrison. Charlie, if they can get a little pressure, an airhead perhaps, but for the moment they've held back the dogs. Core's just reforming, and again I believe that's a OP, I want to say, because they just keep popping up in here. Is that a it is
an OP somewhere?
Look at
that. For sure. And great OP placement too. That's something they definitely emphasize. Just immediately they all spawn at the same time and rock out.
This is where I'm like wondering, if you're on defense 38th, Get out of them damn houses. You're just allowing them to surround you.
Yeah.
They are having a field day. Send some of the dogs out to just do a little hunt. Just touch them. Figure out where they're coming from.
Dude, yeah, they gotta get a bloodhound, someone. Anyway,
Get the dogs out. Come on.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, like we were talking about, core comes at you from every angle. They don't let up, so you need to be on offense. Even if you're on defense, you need to be on offense. Clear them out. Stop the attack.
You know.
But now, yeah, the house is surrounded. They know where they know where they are in the house, and they're just surrounded it now.
You're giving away all this free space. Get more people. Keep one squad in the strong point and have the other squad just circle around. This OP is not jeopardized. They could just literally keep spawning wave after wave. Sooner or later, defense is going to break.
And now there's only about one guy around the point. I got a couple others coming in.
And as we speak, cap progress.
Cap progress. Yeah.
One more time, despite the fact that we've got garrisons up.
And C too. C is finally the C squad in on 38th. They're finally making a push for Madeline.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Pascal, but you're losing. You're losing the crossroad, Pascal.
I'd say it took him too long. It took him too long to make that assault and get around there. So it's
I mean, he's in the sector. He counts, but you're 40%. Well, here it is. It's, Commander's probably saying, okay, Pascal, keep doing your thing. We're going to divert, 2 squads in defense, and hopefully we can keep core at bay long enough for you guys to make a difference.
Buy some time at least.
Yeah, buy some time. Let you guys get in there. Maybe you can get a garrison or an OP, and things can happen. But 60% cap.
Almost 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
let's take a look.
Capped.
What do we have coming from the back end?
Oof.
What does that look like? About 1 squad.
Yeah, 1 squad.
And guess what? The building that they want is occupied by the wrong team.
And I would say it's not even like no one's actually in it. I think core knows they have to move around the point to really cause some distractions, cause some confusion. But now they know which directions they're coming from. They know where they're going to spawn. It's just core just knows everything. Somehow they know everything. They just have good intelligence, good communication, and this is why the
MGs are set up. Look at Para.
95% capped.
Para's over here, just being lethal with it. Just lethal with it, spraying everything. And there it goes.
That's it. That's
down
all
she goes.
Another 5-0 win by core.
Wow.
Incredible play again. They didn't even make it longer than half an hour. Which I actually wonder I need to go back and watch the other matches. Who's lasted the longest against core? Because core is 5-0 to everyone they played so far.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Yes, sir. Hang on a second, Mike. We're just going to stay in live. Oh, sorry about that. Hey.
You just want to show everyone your nice graphics.
Trying
and get your XP. You can't forget about the XP that you're getting. While you commentate these matches.
I didn't get my accommodation. Are you kidding me? I didn't get an accommodation. How did I not get accommodation? Where's my 10%?
Sorry, bud. Sorry. No one's going to give you Tom's.
Jeez, I'm sorry. I jacked that up. I put us in the interview booth. I thought we had somebody, but here we are.
That's
you and
okay.
me. Oh boy. You know what? It just motivates me. If I got honestly, I'm sitting here as a caster, but at the same time I'm a player, and I'm thinking like, goodness, man. Core is a great team, man. Fantastic team. But at the same time, I don't want to get beat, and I don't want to get beat 5-0 and quickly like that. I'm hoping this burns a couple people that says, you know what? We're going to take this a little more serious because core is just going to run through all of us, and they're just going to take this whole league. And that would be motivation. I would say, no. Look, core is going to make the playoffs 100%. These guys are going to be a force to reckon with. Yeah. It's now, can the teams rally up their players to say, we're going to challenge these guys. We're going to go out and recruit some players. We're going to get ready. We're going to prepare. We're going to train. Because I think everybody roots for the underdog. Everybody hated the Patriots when they were 15-0 and they wanted them to leagues,
right.
Even though they were the legend of the leagues. But who's going to be that team, though, that actually challenges core's dominance? Like, who do you think?
I don't know. I mean, they haven't played anyone from America yet. Can correct me if I'm wrong. They haven't played anyone from the Americas division, so it's gonna be interesting to see if there's anyone over there. Because right now, European, don't see anyone right now that can face core. I mean, maybe the 116th. Have they played 116th yet?
116, a solid team. They played the 5. I remember us casting out the first week. A great 3-2 comeback to win
That's
over the
right.
5.
They got some grit.
And I know 116 and core played. I believe it was the previous week as well. If I remember correctly. Yeah. So core is still sitting pretty. I'm not sure if the Americas have any work for these guys though. I mean, the red line is clearly the class of the Americas, and they have a big match coming up tomorrow against 20th EXD, who happened to win their first match last week 3-2 against a very tough Tango squad. But I'm curious, what can Red Line do? I mean, everybody who's watched the tape of this core squad. They're flawless, other than maybe the commander misdropped the bombing run one time.
That was the one thing. The one thing he did. Wrong.
Other than that, these guys are just surgical with it. Viper.
I think that's it. I mean, you have to. They don't make mistakes, so you don't have to make mistakes. You can't make mistakes.
Yeah,
and you have to stay aggressive. At the end of the day, I think that's going to be the strategy. I'm not sure. Checking out the schedule right now. Let's see when core and red line do play quickly. I think though it's going to be so next week is bye. Luckily,
we're all on a bye. Just taking a break.
We're on a bye, taking a break. 4 weeks in a row. I already took a vacation for 2 weeks, so I mean, now.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. If you think you're going somewhere, forget about it, buddy.
That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna make me stream for 6 hours to make up for it. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Let's see where BR1 TL's playing. I'm sure they play. Oh yeah, here we go. BR1 TL core. It's gonna be week 7. They're going to play on Foy. And then BR1 TL is going to be
interesting.
And then core is going to be allies. So
I like that map. I like that matchup too. I think that fits Red Line's strength.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, their tankers are top notch, and didn't get an opportunity to see that great tanking battle. I mean, the match always happens so quick with core. We don't even know if these tankers are worth their weight. We don't know yet. I mean, they could be amazing tankers, but